Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there, welcome back, everybody.
Rama and Sita are just taking a moment's pause from their nonstop playing.
Thank goodness they sleep and rest so well.
Yes, sleep, rest, eat, repeat.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, the nonstop puppy energy. This will probably only be like a half-hour nap, and then they'll be up and out it again.
Mm-hmm.
So we just wanted to share with you guys, some of the things that we're seeing, noticing, finding, working with people. We typically work with, at least 20 or more people every week. And we're finding it that everybody is feeling the same way for the most part, kind of like the pups do right there.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like everybody is tired, needing to sleep more, not always actually getting the sleep, though, or being able to sleep well.
Mm-hmm.
And also, what we're finding when we're working on people's energy bodies is, there's a lot of changes in people going on, and it's interesting because you're finding that there's a lot of strong energy bodies, yet people are still feeling off.
That's what's curious. I see their chakras are very, very strong, almost over the top, like they're taking in too much energy. And these people that it's happening to, they're just exhausted. So I do believe this is from all the incoming energies. We've had all those CMEs and all those the sun sneezes, and we are definitely getting the upgrades, but our bodies have to rest to get those upgrades to adapt and adjust.
The guides for us have accentuated the need for good, healthy live foods, prana. They strongly recommend, and we do too. It's just been a part of my life for 20 years, I would say, or maybe even a little bit more, but fresh juices. Fresh juicing should be something that's pretty central. You want to, again, think in terms of nutrients. Your body is literally changing. Everything is changing. Our whole DNA structure is changing. Much of our DNA that's been junk DNA is coming online. And many people are noticing their perceptive abilities are increasing. It's pretty wild.
Mm-hmm.
The visions are insane. And the meditations, everything is increasing. And, we're going to basically be operating full time in 4D before you know it. But we need to get the body as much nutrition as possible, good, healthy nutrition, which is hard in this world where everything is just simply, well, it's augmented. And it's not augmented in a way that's lending to increased health and vitality. It's just lending to increased profits, for many industries.
Yeah, they definitely make sure that they're taken care of and they're okay. And we kind of are the ones who have to check and double check and make sure you're getting the good food. Make sure you're going out of your way to get things that are not processed, that are organic. It's so important right now as our bodies are changing. It seems like when we are working on someone and we do a repatterning and we use the crystal because our bodies are turning crystalline, so we're getting that crystallizing, repatterning, that seems to help people a lot. So have your crystals close to you. They are your friends right now. A lot of people are actually realizing that they are beings too. And yes, they definitely have something to say. So it's just been really interesting watching people grow and enhance their abilities and enjoy this stuff.
Well, again, everything is consciousness. Everything is consciousness. And so recognizing that, it just changes how we view everything. Now, the other thing that we wanted to talk about is staying out of the emotional fray while the world is in such chaos. And we've been avoiding talking directly about what's happening over there in Eastern Europe, and with obviously, the two countries that everybody's been focused on. Because the energy over there, I mean, it just feels so horribly dark. It feels nasty, and it absolutely is all part of scripture, so to speak. Scripture to us, we're looking at this and we can see how everything looks like it's been completely planned out, blow by blow. It's all about pulling you in and pulling you down, dragging you down into dark emotions, finding out, exactly how they could play their tune in order to get people to follow the piper. The Pied Piper that leads to humanity falling off the cliff and us having a, WW hashtag number 3 start. That's obviously the ultimate goal. So is there atrocities going on? Absolutely. That's undeniable. But again, you're going to have finger pointing and you're going to have people taking sides again. The key is we must rise above that urge to take sides. Just view things as team humanity, team life, team earth. And the bigger picture is that this system has always used conflict as a means to an end.
Mm-hmm. Right. And when you're sending energy out, say if you hear something that just sounds so horrible and awful and you want to send healing energy, send it out with the intent that it truly goes to those who need it, because I do feel there's a lot of things that are being put online right now just to really tug at the heartstrings and to sell a certain agenda one way or the other. So make sure that that well-intended energy is going. Make your intent that it goes to those who truly need it.
Absolutely. So let's all, of course, send our intentions out there for peace, and let's send our intentions that the truth, the real truth, be known. That people won't get caught up in the nonstop stories that are given because there's agendas to be met at the expense of lives. And they don't care. Again, if we just go throughout history, we'll see time and time again all these wars that never end. These wars never end. It's just been like this for 5,000-6,000 years minimum that we know of, that we have recorded, that there's constantly wars on this planet. Constant struggle where there doesn't have to be a single person hungry. To even think that one person in this day and age would need to go hungry it's just insanity, because it's not the case. It's the system. It's the greed. It's the control. It's that lust for power.
Mm-hmm. Right. And as we're sitting here talking, sometimes the guides pop in and they have their information that they want me to let you guys know what's going on with your energy bodies and your energy fields. As the sun is coming in, it's definitely amplifying our energy bodies. So the colors that make up our aura are going to be getting stronger. And what exactly does that mean? That means our emotions are probably going to be getting a little bit stronger. So that's something that they wanted me to mention to you guys. So if you're feeling extra emotional, try to make sure it's pointed in the right direction, because our emotions, when they get sent out there, they can actually cause harm if we don't have a good handle on them. So lots of processing, writing, exercise, do what you need to do to help keep yourself balanced out, because these emotions are going to, they could be difficult to handle for a little while.
Absolutely. And again, there's not going to be salvation coming from within the system. The system is too corrupt to bring anything of any long-term good value to the forefront. When you see these billionaires and these groups, it's all about control. And they know people are waking up. So they have things, in store for humanity. One thing after another, all aimed at just giving them complete control over, obviously, the monetary system. We all know that great reset's coming. It's coming. And then there are these sources out there that are saying, don't worry, the white hats are taking control, and some are saying that the cabal leaders are going to step down. They're even going to go off planet. They might not even stay here on the planet. That's just, again, it's another way to hook in people that are waking up, but they're still perhaps able to be caught by another web. So, you break free of one of the spider's webs and you find yourself entangled in another web.
Right. Again, they're going after the heartstrings. They're using that. I call it emotional blackmail because they're sending false information out there to try to get people to behave in a way that's beneficial to them. Yet again, getting us to act more complacent. Just thinking, okay, somebody else is going to take care of it. This is what they do, and they're very, very good at it. So let's just keep preparing ourselves in such a way that we are self-sufficient, and you're taking action based on what you know to be true, not necessarily what other people claim to be doing.
Yes. And again, one of the oldest games in the book is Good Cop, Bad Cop.
Yeah.
And they do that all the time. All of the time. Good cop, bad cop is just something that they constantly do. And you have to recognize the longer term plans in that at some point in time, you're going to have disclosure. And yeah, we still get some comments here and there. Like there was somebody that said, wow, it's too bad. I really like your channel. I just stumbled on it. But you guys believe in aliens. And, I can't deal with that. It's just the line of thinking that we're alone here that's very, very naive, especially when you start to look at all the sources. And when you have direct experience, then you're not just going on some script that has been written for you to believe because you have known, because you have direct experience. With direct experience, which, again, is that word gnosis, which comes from knowing because you have experienced something. No matter how many times people will tell you, like, look at all the people that have seen Bigfoot, for instance. When you've had an encounter, you no longer have to believe that Bigfoot exists because you've had an encounter. And especially if you're perfectly sane and sober and all that, it's there's no more believing involved. It's because hey, I saw one. I smelled him. He needed a shower, and I saw a footprint afterwards. It's okay. It's no longer something I'm wondering about. Does it exist? No, it does exist. And you no longer have any doubt. And that was really wild because a bird just came right up over here and was peeking its head. And, so again, that's the difference. And we're going to an age where you're not going to have to believe. You're simply going to be able to, for yourself, access things like the Akashic Records. You're going to be able to, for yourself, get into a meditative state and see. Put out your senses and feel and know. So this is part of why we have everything going on right now, because they know when as a certain portion of the population wakes up, they're not going to be able to keep up with their charade.
Yeah, that's important to keep in mind that our energy bodies are growing stronger. Our intuition and our understanding is growing wider and deeper than they can control. So they're going to try to control the agenda for as long as we allow that. So we got to keep that in mind. We create our own surroundings.
Absolutely. So don't fall prey to the negative energies that they're putting out there. Don't get caught up in the hatred. Don't start, blaming any one race, any one nationality, any particular whole group. All these labels that they always get us to use and say, call people a label, and especially when it has a negative connotation to it. It's one of those things that lowers vibration. It's making people go and operate on the level that the controllers operate, because they're all about ego and greed and maintaining power at any cost. And so we need to rise above that, not get caught into the fray. Is it easier to do that right now in the USA or maybe in Canada or Australia, UK, than it is, say, in Ukraine at the moment? Yeah, it is, because obviously over there, people are seeing firsthand a lot of things that will enrage you or make you sad and depressed. I mean, it's just these atrocities that we're seeing. There's atrocities that have gone on again for 5,000-6,000 years without end, every single decade, on this planet has had these type of things happening in all of recorded history. And in actuality, as far as the larger conflicts, there's been actually fewer larger conflicts. Of course, in the 1940s we had WW2 with tens of millions perishing. And then World War I, which was dubbed the war to end all wars, but did it? No, of course not. Here we are again. So the difference is not being drawn into name-calling, labeling people, breaking people down into smaller groups. And we better call it here because the phone is overheating even though we're in the shade. They just don't like it when we talk about peace and love and harmony. As always, guys, thank you for your support on Ko-Fi and Patreon. Keep yourselves above the fray. Much love, God bless, and namaste.
Namaste.